Welcome, watchers of illusion, to my castle of confusion, looking at Batman Returns on the Master System today. Not seen this version before, so this is the first time for me, but we'll play it by ear and we'll obviously hit all the criteria as we go. So, it's certainly Batman. That's always a good thing to start with. So it's not really the rather good Sunsoft Batman, but it's not too bad, I suppose. And I always had this thing with the Master System. It was I don't know why, but it just didn't seem as polished as the NES. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh well, I've died already. Okay. But yeah, the NES version, or at least the NES Batman, Sunsoft Batman, was absolutely superb. They've almost tried to emulate the sprite, and the sprite isn't bad, actually. It's not bad at all. I don't know. I don't know. There's something missing. It's not bad. It's not bad. The backgrounds are a bit dreary, but I suppose we are talking about Gotham City here. Not exactly Ray of Sunshine City, is it? However, the colour schemes just don't seem to work. And there's not much story here either, unless you've actually seen the movie. Then you won't know what the bloody hell's going on. However, it's not awful. I've played worse. Batman and Robin on the PlayStation. I'm looking squarely at you right now. Yeah, so it's not terrible at all. Oh, I see. So we've got to smash this truck to get past it. Right. Does that make sense? Anyway, so you've got all the Christmas stuff up as you would in the movie. Other than that, there's no indication that you're even in Gotham City. But that's, you know, it's a minor point. It is a minor point. Apart from the clowns, I don't see much resemblance to the bad guys either. But there we are. It's a good effort, I've got to say. It's actually not a bad little game. These clowns are a bit bloody annoying. And that's the other thing, I'm just noticing this just off the cuff, is if you hit your batarang the wrong way, you've got to wait for it to return to your hand before you can throw it again, which I suppose makes sense, but I think the Sunsoft Batman, you could throw multiple ones. I think you had, like, a limited amount, whatever, but, you know, that worked. I don't remember these being in the film. Blonde-haired women throwing grenades. Not sure they were there, but never mind. The platforming is okay. It's not too bad. I've seen better. I've certainly seen worse. Yeah, so it's all right. It's well, if you don't stay still too long because you just kind of lose yourself in the background, which is lovely. So as you can see, it is a platform game. There doesn't seem to be any way of getting up onto those ledges, unless I'm missing something. But yeah. So graphically, do you know what? It's a bit all over the place. The sprite of Batman's good. The animation is a little too quick. I think when he's walking, I mean, you don't want him to be, you know, slow going across the screen by any stretch, but he just seems to be sort of, you know, just add the Benny Hill theme tune and you'll know where I'm coming from. But it's actually not a bad effort for the Master System at all. The gaudy backgrounds are probably what I've got the most sort of thing against here. It's not Gotham City, really. It doesn't. I think I've got to batarang my way up there. So yes, let's move on to the control system. So it's left and right, up and down, as you would probably expect. You've got your fire button, and then you've got your bat rope, which you can use anytime, really. You can push up and fire, and you'll throw your rope across and swing around the screen. I mean, at least it's not like the Commodore 64 Batman, where you swing into a wall and die instantly. That's a bit of a weird one, but there we go. I kind of like the fact that when he's walking, he's got his cape sort of wrapped around his shoulder. That's quite nice. I like that's nice little touch. The one-hit deaths are a bit annoying. Could have done with the health system here, even if it was like 3 hits, but 1 hit and die is a little bit severe, which is a bit of a shame, but it's, you know, it is what it is. The game itself isn't too bad. So, music's alright as well. And we have sound effects too, which is always nice. You tend to find that in a lot of console games. Unless you're talking about Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, that was abysmal. Maybe that's something for the Dungeon of Drax that we'll put in later. That man just exploded on my head. I promise I won't say that ever again. Anyway, so it's not. Where's the background gone? Okay, that's a bit weird. I can't seem to. Why can't I kill this guy? Have I got to hit him at a certain point? Maybe. It's like fighting Karnov. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm dead. Right, so is it one life and then again, or is it? Oh, it's game over. Right. So if I continue. It's gonna put me right back at the start. Let's try Route 2. I got a feeling that Route 1 and 2 are basically difficulty levels. So let's have a look and see how Route 2 differentiates from Route 1. Already we have a guy with a flamethrower. That's new. So we're gonna go across. We'll climb up here and have a bit of a go around and around and oh. Right, so we have no floor. Okay, so it wants you to more or less swing your way across the city then, I guess. Yeah, I think I prefer option 1 already. But it's all right. It's not a bad game. It's not a brilliant game. But I think if you'd have got this back in the day, you'd have been quite happy with it. I mean, I don't think there's anything, massively negative over this. Apart from, like I said earlier on, it doesn't really... I mean, as a standalone Batman game, it would work quite nicely. But as Batman Returns, it doesn't really say Batman Returns. And I've just fallen through the floor again. There you go. That's lack of concentration for you. Anyway, let's go game over. We'll start from the start. And we'll go back to Route 1. See if we can get that boss down. But, it's nice. I think like I said, it would have been better as a standalone game rather than, tying it into the Batman Returns movie franchise because... it hasn't worked on that level, as far as I'm concerned. It's working nicely as a Batman platformer. Great. I mean, even Sunsoft Batman, that was based on the 1989 movie, but it had a lot of elements from said movie. So, this really doesn't have many elements from Batman Returns. Like I said, apart from the clowns, but there's not many of them. I mean, there's this roly-poly fella here, but other than that, there's not again, I've got killed by him and I died on top of a lamppost. I mean, that's dying with style, that is. Oh, he's killed me twice. Fantastic. Can he go 3 for 3? No. So there we go. So apart from the clowns, not a lot to really tie this in with the film. So as a movie tie-in, it fails miserably. But the game itself isn't actually awful. It's not, again, it's not brilliant. But it's all right. So the controls are okay. The swinging could be maybe refined a little bit, maybe tightened up a little bit to make it a bit more fun. But other than that, the rest of it's all right. You've got your Batarang, which obviously it's quite clever because it does follow you around. So if you throw it and then you drop down a level, it will follow you down, which is cool. There's no real sort of thing to say destroy that van. Either, it'd be nice if a couple of bad guys jumped out of it or something like that. But again, I'm nitpicking. But yeah, these clowns get right up my nose. I hate clowns. I've always hated clowns. They're just freaky. I don't understand why people would wear makeup to show they're sad, when in fact they're trying to cheer everyone else up. It's weird. If there's any clowns watching this, by the way, I have nothing against you personally. I just don't like you. Anyway, yeah. So as a platformer, it works. It's some of the areas are a little bit, they could have worked a little bit more to be a bit more accessible to your character. But other than that, it's not too bad. The fact you can jump and fire at the same time, it's a bit of a bonus. I think having wall jumping here would have been quite helpful, but no, you get the bat rope instead. So there we are. So let's move on to sound and music. We do have both, which is nice. So we've got a cool little jaunty soundtrack going as we're playing. We do have the sounds of the grenades and all the other stuff going off as well. It's not actually unpleasant, so that's always a plus in a game. If you're going to have music on, make sure that it's it's not going to grind your eardrums to death. Yeah, we want to get rid of those, and obviously the bat rope as well has its own sound effect as well. So on that level, it works. Yeah, it's quite impressive. I like it. That's not very friendly, is it, blonde woman? Anyway, so yeah, as a game in general, it's quite fun, and as a Batman game, it's quite fun. But as a movie tie-in, no, it doesn't work. So I'm just going to take the Batman Returns off the table for a minute. I'm just going to call this Batman the Cape Crusader or something like that, and it works. It works nicely. Let's just forget all about Batman Returns for a second, because, well, like I said, there's nothing in this that actually screams that it's a movie tie-in. There we go. Playability. Well, I mean, yes, you can pick up and play it, and it's fairly accessible from the off. I don't know whether younger players might get frustrated with this, or maybe even seasoned veterans might get frustrated with this. It's not hard, it's not easy, it's not even in between, it's kind of all over the place, really. There's certain things that could do with a bit of an indicator of what they do, and I mean, there's those bat signal things. The red ones give you extra lives, the yellow ones, I have no idea, the blue ones, I have no idea. So there we go. Now, I have checked to make sure that there's no weapon select or anything like that. There doesn't seem to be. So, there we go. Right, Karnov, round 2. Oh, hit him. Okay, that's good. Oh, so maybe I've got to hit him when he's got the bottle in his hand. Yes. But this is confusing. Why have we got a boss fight with no scenery? That's really quite weird. It takes the scenery away completely, which is a bit of an odd choice, I think. I'm not sure why they do that. Maybe it's to show that, you know, you can concentrate on what's happening on the screen without too much clutter in the background. Or it was so that you had a complete frame rate game while you were fighting the boss, rather than having everything slow down because there's quite a lot going on the screen at the time. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. I don't know. But as it got replay value, I don't know. Would I pick this up again and play it? Probably not. It doesn't give me that incentive to finish it, if that makes sense. There's no sort of reward for your efforts. There doesn't seem to be any sort of replay value, which is a shame. So unless you're an absolute completionist or a Bat fan, then I mean, if you're a Batman fan, you're going to like this game anyway. And that was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it? But, I mean, I don't know. If you're used to the Spectrum and Amstrad versions, then I think you might prefer those. This is more of an action-packed one, obviously, than those. The C64 version, well, swinging into a wall and dying really let that game down. But this one, you know, you can swing into a wall, and it doesn't even concuss you, which is great. So, would I say that this is a game to come back and play? That would be completely up to you. What I would say is, have a go. See if you can get hold of a copy and have a go yourselves. Make your own judgment call. Let me know if you had this game in the past. Let me know if you had this game already, played it, completed it, whatever. What were your thoughts on the game? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the best drawn sprite is the main character, how it should be, which is great. Having Batman there in any sort of capacity is cool. As long as he's drawn properly and looks like Batman, then that's cool. I can't complain. But yeah, let me know. If you had this game on the Master System, let me know. And let me know how you got on with it. If you're seeing this game for the first time, let me know your thoughts, your first impressions, thoughts on what you're seeing in front of your eyes right now. Let me know. But until next time, my friends, I'm going to leave you with a couple more minutes of footage. I will catch you in the next video. Until then, keep it retro. And as always, it's bye for now. So I'll catch you next time, folks. Ta-da!